Hey everyone, it's Ethan or Miist back again for another video today, and welcome back to the channel, guys. We're here again for yet another video. Going to be talking about every movie and TV show I watched last week, and I watched a lot of TV last week, so we're going to start off with that. Starting it off with my least favorite season that I watched, which was Wakanda. Sorry, I was about to say Wakanda Forever. Eyes of Wakanda, which was kind of the theme of the week. I was in Wakanda this week, and yeah, overall, I mean, this is a fine anthology series. It's not really an anthology series because it all connects literally to one of the main plot points of the first Black Panther movie, but that's all right. Marvel just seems to have a problem with making an actual anthology series where, something I love about Star Wars Visions is that it truly is an anthology series. We see these very different stories and characters, most of them not really having anything to do with anything regarding the Star Wars timeline. Anyways, I wish Marvel could do that as well, but this is a decent show. It's pretty good. It's good. I enjoyed it. I'd say I really enjoyed episode 1, and I just enjoyed seeing Iron Fist in episode 3, which was pretty sweet. And yeah, but I'd say like low key, each episode got worse, to be honest. Yeah, there's some cool moments, there's some fun moments. Nice to explore some history of Wakanda, I guess, as well. And it's funny, I noticed that fucking axe in the first or second episode, I don't remember. I'm like, well, that's funny. I thought it was just like a little Easter egg, and then that's literally the main plot point of the show. So, yeah. It was decent. Ranked at a 71 out of 100. It was kind of good. So, let's move on to The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, Season 1, which I ranked a 76 out of 100. I was talking to Austin about this, and I felt kind of confused at moments in the show, and I felt that way watching Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit the first time as well. But going through Lord of the Rings again a couple months ago, I really enjoyed them a lot more, and I think I understood a lot more the second time around, so that's kind of nice. I'm hoping, that'll just get easier for me, I guess, with rewatches, but overall, this is a pretty well-made show, I think. It's pretty interesting, but again, I just find myself confused at times, but I enjoyed it. Ranked it a 76 out of 100, and I started season 2 of Rings of Power. Of Rings of Power, but I didn't get to finish it. And I also started Ironheart, which I didn't get to finish. So I'll probably do both of those this week. Mel and I also watched a new episode of The Summer I Turned Pretty, which that finishes this week as well. So we'll be watching that. So lots of TV coming up again this week, probably, but. Yeah, anyways, let's get on to the movies. And I really had one main goal for this week, and it was to go through Chadwick Boseman's filmography because I hadn't gone through a lot of it, and I really wanted to because last week was the 5-year anniversary since his passing, and Chadwick Boseman is still one of my favorite actors. He's in some of my favorite movies, and yeah, it just hurts. It sucks. I just miss him a lot, and I wish he was still acting because he's only in, I think 13 movies, I believe, so it's sadly not very much, but nonetheless, I'm happy that we got the time with him that we did. So let's start it off with what I believe to be his first movie role, which is also my least favorite watch of the week, which is The Kill Hole. This movie is okay. It's just super low budget, and you can tell that it's a really low budget. It's got that low budget feel. It's not bad. Chadwick Boseman's great, as always. Ranked at a 40 out of 100. It was my 1600th movie on Letterboxd as well, which is pretty cool, I guess. But yeah, I wouldn't really recommend this. It kind of, there's some interesting ideas. I just don't think it's a great movie. Let's move on to The Legend of Ochi. There's a whole bunch of 2025 movies that came out on Prime over the past month or so that I want to watch. This was one of them because I didn't get to see it in theaters this year. I think it was literally only in theaters for a week, near me at least. So yeah, ranked as a 54 out of 100. It was okay. I thought this was going to be a bit of a Mandalorian and Grogu situation, but it kind of went in quite a different direction that I wasn't really expecting. And I thought this movie was okay. I ranked it a 54 out of 100. Let's move on to, again, of course, like I said, one of the themes of the week is Chadwick Boseman. I watched Chadwick Boseman, A Tribute for a King, which This is just a little TV special during COVID, and you can tell this was just a couple days after they found out that Chadwick passed. And to be honest, I didn't love this. I was kind of expecting more of a like documentary, and it wasn't really that. Like, this was definitely a tribute. So I think maybe my opinions were a little askew to that. I don't know. Anyways, um, yeah, I just wish this was like a full on documentary. I wish there was like a full on documentary for Chadwick Boseman because again, I love Chadwick Boseman very very much, and I wish he was still here. So I rank this a 55 out of 100. It's like I said, I just kind of expected differently. I don't think this is bad, but it's just it does. I don't know. It didn't really sit right with me. I guess just wished it was more, but yeah. Let's move on to Gods of Egypt, which I watched because Chadwick Boseman's in it. He doesn't have a big role in this movie; he's only in it a little bit, but this is an interesting movie. And to be honest, I ranked it a 57 out of 100. I think if I watch this again, I wouldn't be surprised if I enjoyed it because there's some pretty interesting moments in this movie, and conceptually, this is a really rich movie because there's a lot of really fun concepts throughout this film. There's flat Earth. There's fuck, I don't remember what it's called, but there's that like floating boat in space, the floating sun boat in space. And there's actually some genuinely solid visuals in this as well. The cinematography I think was pretty solid. Honestly, like I have more positives than negatives to say about this movie. I just don't think it's great, and I don't think anything's really executed that well, unfortunately. So maybe I might rewatch it sometime and see if I like it a little bit more. Because honestly, again, I wouldn't be surprised if I did. And yeah, 57 out of 100. Let's move on to Message from the King, which I believe is a Netflix original. There's a few Netflix original Chadwick Boseman movies, and this is one of them. Ranked this as 62 out of 100. It's a revenge story. There's tons of revenge stories out there. It's decent. There's some pretty brutal action, and then there's an unraveling mystery throughout as well. It's decent. It's nothing special. Again, Chadwick Boseman's fantastic. Obviously, I don't really need to say that, but yeah, 62 out of 100. Let's move on to Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which this one was very interesting. There was a lot of up and down moments in this movie, and obviously the fallout of Chadwick Boseman's passing has a lot to do with this movie. And I do think Ryan Coogler handles it very well, and does take great care with this. The opening 20 minutes of this movie is probably some of the best the MCU has to offer. It's just after that it's really up and down, and I felt the runtime a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't that noticeable. My biggest gripes with this movie is how it looks sometimes. The CGI is not great. Yeah, the CGI is rough, and you can tell that it's an MCU movie from the CGI and the blue screens, the green screens. Yeah, I don't know. It's just this movie really just was surprising, and this is crazy to me. I believe I added it. Yeah, this movie was one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite first theater experiences, which I ranked it a 93 out of 100 when I first seen it in theaters a couple of years ago. Rewatching it now, I lowered it to a 69 out of 100, which I think is my biggest drop ever. That's a huge drop. So, that's a lot. Actually, what is that? 35, I guess? 25. I guess it's not my biggest drop, but it's up there. It's pretty big. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. Or 24, sorry. Still, I think there's some good moments in this movie. Angela Bassett is incredible in this movie. Her speech is amazing. It's really, really great. And yeah, I mean, overall, there's some definitely positives in this movie, but there's also some lower tier stuff in this movie as well. And this is originally I had this as my second favorite or my third favorite Ryan Coogler. I actually had Sinners at last, which that changed a lot this week because I watched 3 of Ryan Coogler's movies this week. Anyways, this is now my least favorite Ryan Coogler movie, which is fair. So let's move on to Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, A Legacy Brought to Screen. I watched that actual movie, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and then I watched this documentary, so I'm not going to talk much about this, but it's a nice documentary to kind of show us the life of Ma Rainey and talk about black history, black culture, and especially jazz and blues, which I enjoyed the music a lot in this movie, actually. But yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. Let's move on to the newest movie of the year, I believe, or at least on this list for sure, The Thursday Murder Club, which Mel and I watched the day it came out on Netflix on Thursday, and yeah, this is okay. Ranked it a 71 out of 100. I thought it was decent, thought it was good. I thought this probably could have been better, but it also could have been worse. It probably didn't need to be 2 hours, but overall, I had fun with the cast. I think the cast was pretty solid. Mel wants a sequel. Mel enjoyed it. So, yeah, we had a decent time with it. Let's move on to another 71 out of 100, which is 27 Dresses, which is like an all-time GOAT movie for Mel from her childhood. She didn't, it's not her favorite movie ever, but she loved this movie as a child and when she was younger. And, some iconic 2000s rom-coms such as 27 Dresses, I feel like they're really hit or miss for me, especially ones that Mel has shown me, this one included. They're very hit or miss, and overall I enjoy this more than I thought I was going to. Plus, I love James Marsden, so yeah, ranked it a 71 out of 100. Let's move on to 21 Bridges, which this is a movie I would actually like to rewatch because I was actually quite enticed by this movie. This was way better than I thought it was going to be. Great cast as well. This was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. A genuinely thrilling thriller, which doesn't happen very often nowadays, I find. But this was a great thriller, and there's a amazing chase sequence in the final half an hour as well, which I really, really loved. There's some great action in this movie. There's a great mystery involved with it as well. I had a good time with this. Ranked it a 72 out of 100. Again, something I would like to rewatch because I just enjoyed this more than I thought I was going to. Let's move on to Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, which I'm going to read my review for you guys. I've dedicated this week to go through Chadwick Boseman's filmography, as it's sadly already been 5 years without the legend. This is his greatest performance. Nothing comes close to what he did in this movie. Spectacular. You've always been one of my favorite actors, and I don't know if that'll ever change. I Miss You, King, 75 out of 100. This is, without a doubt in my mind, Chadwick Boseman's best acting performance. It's absolutely incredible. He has 2 major monologues in this film that are incredible. It's insane, and he was so fucking fantastic in this movie, and this was his last movie as well, and this movie's just fucking nuts, man. It's a decent movie. A lot of people don't like play to movie adaptations. This is a play adapted into a movie, so it's basically just 2 locations of this movie, but I enjoyed it, and honestly, like I said, I would recommend this movie on the sole reason of Chadwick Boseman's just mesmerizing performance. It's one of the best performances I've ever seen. It's amazing, and I loved it very, very much, and I enjoyed this movie as well. Let's move on to 42, which I ranked an 86 out of 100. Rest in peace to 2 legends, Jackie Robinson and Chadwick Boseman. Also, if you didn't know this, Chadwick Boseman has gone through, I think 3 or 4 different adaptations of very famous black people, black artists, black legends, I guess you could say. And of course, 42 probably being his biggest. This is really his breakout role as Jackie Robinson. And this is a great movie. I had this originally ranked like a 95 out of 100, so it went down quite a bit. And again, I mentioned this a couple weeks ago. This is why I want to rewatch some movies that I watched when I first started ranking movies back in 2022 and early 2023, because I think there's lots of movies that I could rank again and re-rank because sometimes I think my numbers are a little inflated. And although this one was, like I said, I lowered it a decent bit, but I still really enjoy this movie. This is a great movie, and I love this movie. It's insane. It's probably the most racist movie I've ever seen, and I mean, that's kind of the main plot point of this movie, and it's really sad. I found myself going through this movie and literally just repeating myself over and over, being like, I couldn't actually physically imagine thinking that way. I couldn't physically thinking that seeing someone else's skin tone actually is going to cause me so much dread and pain, and it's insane to me the way that people used to think. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like racism isn't a thing anymore, but it's definitely not as, I don't know, I guess prevalent as it used to be. And I'm so glad we don't live in a world that's like this, because yeah, fuck that. Anyways, thank you, Jackie Robinson. Even though I don't love baseball, you are one of the biggest icons in sports history. And thank you, Chadwick Boseman. Let's move on to, I believe, we're on the top 4 of the week. Let's start with Spirited Away. I'm so glad I finally watched this movie. This is a movie I've been wanting to get off the watch list for years, because it came out in 2001. It's the most popular movie of 2001. I'm born in 2001. This Friday is my birthday, September 5th, so happy early birthday to me, I guess. But yeah, I'm really glad I was finally able to watch this movie. I ranked it a 90 out of 100. I really enjoyed this movie. I would really like to rewatch this movie. Exploring the universe that we're in, this world building, I really enjoyed, and I'd really like to rewatch this movie. This is a really great movie, ranked at a 90 out of 100, like I said. And this is a gorgeous, gorgeous movie. It's fantastic animation. It doesn't even look like it looks like it could have been released today. It looks amazing, and I really, really enjoyed it. And yeah, I'd like to rewatch this. Let's move on to the top 3 of the week. Starting it off with Black Panther, which I ranked a 92 out of 100. This one also got lowered from a 95 to a 92. I love Black Panther. Really, my only issue with Black Panther is some of the CGI, mostly at the end. And Killmonger, like every time I rewatch this, I think I like Michael B. Jordan, and especially Killmonger, more every time, because he's just fantastic. He's amazing. This is easily like probably the second or third best villain. I mean, in my opinion, and I think most people's opinions, like most top 3 villains list or top 5 villains list has Killmonger, Thanos, and Loki in some way in that top 5, as they should. Those should probably be the top 3, right? But Killmonger is fucking amazing, and I love this movie still to this day. It's a fantastic soundtrack, a great Ludwig Göransson score that really adds to the world building of Wakanda, I think, as well. And yeah, really great. Ranked at a 92 out of 100. Let's move on to Sinners. Sabe. Sinners. I enjoyed this movie when I seen it in theaters. Ranked it an 85 out of 100. Rewatching it, I raised it to a 93 out of 100. Which, yeah, man, this movie's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. It's now my number 3 of the year, behind K-Pop Demon Hunters and Neza 2. Sorry, Neza 2. But, yeah, I really, really enjoyed this movie. This is easily the best vampire movie. Like, nothing comes close to it. This is amazing. And I'd like to rewatch it as well. Ranked at a 93 out of 100. It's really, really great. And a life-changing scene in this movie as well, honestly. Just fantastic. 93 out of 100. Let's move on to my favorite watch of the week, which is one of my favorite Chadwick Boseman movies, which is Draft Day. And don't come at me. This is one of my guilty pleasure movies. This is a movie I grew up on. This is a big reason as to why I loved sports management so much growing up, and why I'd actually gone to school for sports management, which I ended up dropping out because I wasn't enjoying my program. But yeah, fun fact, I went to school in Ontario for a year after I graduated high school. And yeah, this is a big reason as to why I love this movie. I love this movie very much. This is probably a big reason why I love Kevin Costner and Chadwick Boseman as well. because of this movie. And yeah, this is always just gonna have a soft spot in my heart. I've always loved this movie, and I finally got to show Mel this movie, which she also really enjoyed it. I think she actually ranked it the same as me, a 98 out of 100. So that's iconic. She really enjoyed it as well. But yeah, anyways, that's everything for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Follow my Letterboxd. Wish me a happy birthday. Gonna go see Conjuring Last Rites on my birthday. And I always complain to Mel how no movies come out on my birthday, and this one comes out on my birthday, and I'm really fucking looking forward to that. So, yeah. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.